Welcome to the Caves of QUD. This is the game I started to play a few days ago just to try it out, and I really like it. So I decided to make a video about it, and we are going to play it. It's basically a roguelike with a bit of RPG elements in it and survival. Think of it as uh, Fallout meets Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, or I don't know. It's open world. It has survival like those crafting games, and it's also a roguelike permadeath. You don't make mistakes. You die. You have no saves. You have one life, and you need to survive. So it's a survival in the strictest sense. So let's start. We are going new game, new character. So we have these two options here. As you can see, this mutated human gets mutations, moderate starting attributes, while Truekin has high starting attributes, access to cybernetics, 20 bonus skill points per level, bonus resistances based on arcology of origin, and may rebuke robots. Now, you would look at this and say, wow, this guy is much stronger, the Truekin. But in fact, mutated humor is how do I explain it? It's basically you are an X-Men. You are this is plain human. Yeah, he gets higher starting attributes. He has more skill points. He has access to cybernetics. But these guys are crazy. These guys can be mages. These guys can have two heads, two hearts, six arms, stingers, teleport, uh, Professor X, how do you say it, beguiling humans on your side permanently. So you see an enemy and you take it on your side and it follows you everywhere. But I am. But the problem with mutated human from me is that when you play in a roguelike, a mage type character, you don't rely so much on RNG, and to me, that takes it away from the experience. The True King has another advantage that is not here listed, and the advantage of True King is that True King gets more bang for a buck when using potions and stuff like that. But most potions can be replicated by magic, so these guys don't need it really. But I like Truekin better because the Truekin, you are just a man made of flesh. You need to survive using your wits rather than your power. This is power, this is wits. Even though when you look at this on this screen, it looks like this guy has all the power. No, this guy has all the power. So I'm going to play the True King because for first it's more challenging. You have access to cybernetics, but they are rare and they are hard to obtain. Not only that you need to obtain cybernetics, you need to have access, find and have access to stations that can implement it, and you also need to find the cybernetics you want, and you also need to find special credits that you insert in machine that will let you. So it's a very difficult process to get new cybernetics. um, yeah, so that will be it. So we are going to play the Trokin. Now I'm going to start with 16 and everything. That's a base stat points where you don't have any bonuses or negatives. And what I want to do, let's look at the stats. Strength score determines you how effectively you penetrate your opponent's armor with melee attacks. Melee attacks in this game are very important because, especially at start, you don't have much ammunition, especially as a Trukin. Um, Ranged options, I mean. And most of the time you will be attacking in melee, so um, melee will be your bread and butter for the first part of the game exclusively. You will not gain much of bang off for the buck from ranged. Agility. Agility score. Agility, I don't know. Score determines your accuracy with both melee and ranged weapons and your ability to dodge attacks. This is all around good skill because it also applies for melee. If you don't hit, you don't do any damage. Toughness. Toughness score determines your number of hit points, your hit point regeneration rate, and your ability to resist poison and disease. Now, this is, of course, your survivability skill along with willpower. We'll be on that soon. Your intelligence score determines the number of skill points and your ability to examine artifacts. Now, skill points they are very important, and basically, the more intelligence you have, faster you will get to the point where you have good skills that interact with the world. I also need to mention that every skill in this game, it's a skill tree game, and every skill tree and every skill in the tree has a governing attribute. So you need to have like minimum, let's say, intelligence 19 to get that and that, minimum willpower 21 to get that. So every stat is important, and you get stats like this. On third level, you get one stat point. On sixth level, you get one stat point at each ability, and that repeats itself. So at 9 you get one, at 12 you get one to all. So it's not that you get much skill points. So you need to be very smart about it because some skills require pretty high, like 29. I think the end game the stuff requires 29 in ability, and there are some ways to increase your attributes permanently, and that is through potions, of course. Potions and cooking. Cooking is like I look at it as another way of crafting potions, but they are more long-lasting and weaker kind of potions. They last for a day and give you, instead of 9 strength, they give you 4, like this. So for this character, I'm going to push the strength to 18, and as you see, as you get to 18, you need to spend 2 points to get more. I'm going to push agility to 18. I'm going to push intelligence to 18. I'm going to push willpower to 18. So we didn't speak about willpower. Willpower score modifies the cooldowns of your activated ability. This is very important. Determines your ability to resist mental attacks of fear, confusion, and that, and modifies your hit point regeneration rate. So this is why I said it also matters about survivability, because it helps you resist mental attacks that can kill you, because if you get confused in a bunch of enemies, you're going to die. And modifies your hit point regeneration. I would say this is more important than toughness, in my opinion. And ego score determine this is charisma basically. The potency of your mental mutations, your ability to haggle with merchants, and your ability to dominate the wills of other living creatures. This will give you better prices in stores for the most part, and it also governs the skill tree like persuasion, where you can basically persuade people to join your side. Now we have 6 points remaining, and these things take 2 points per point. 2 points to push 1 point. So I'm going to push this to 19, and I'm going to push agility to 20. This agility will give us more hitability. Intelligence will be higher because we will choose horticulturalist. This is basically a alchemist, I would say, because horticulturalist starts with cooking and gathering. As I said, cooking is basically a form of potion making, long-lasting potions. They last for a day. It gives us 3 intelligence. That will mean we will get more intelligence. Wait. I will cancel that and do this. Yeah, I will do this. This will give us more this will give us more skill points to spend at level ups. It gives us bow and a rifle. This is very good for ranged options because bows are very common and we will find it very fast, and we could find a rifle. It gives us 2 saves versus bleeding, which will help us because we have only 16 toughness, and give us wilderness lore jungles. This will come much later. I didn't. I played for a few days. I didn't come to the jungle areas. They are late game areas, but it's still good to have. Um, so horticulturalist. And now we choose a cybernetic. We will choose night vision. I will just list you what you have. This is just resistance. You can have it on body, head, or back. Optical bioscanner. This is not important for horticulturalists because horticulturalist always starts with a bracelet that is the same. Techno scanner. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's as you can see, we have license points I talked before here that are used when you need to upgrade your cybernetics. This is the same, but for robots. Night vision. This is what we'll take because once you are in the cave and you don't have night vision, you need to rely on torches or globes, and they have very limited range. But with night vision, you see it like it's a daytime, and you can see if unobstructed, you can see the enemy all the way on the other side. While torches give you a small circle around you, and you are basically in the dark. Hyper elastic, ankle tendons, move speed, um, translucent skill, dodge value. You have armor and dodge value in this game. On body or on back, you can choose. Stabilizer arm rocks. This is good for your range attacks. When you are using a rifle or pistols or bows, you count as you have 6 more agility. Um, this is for firing pistols faster. This is for punching. This is for charging. This is like a short-term buff for quickness. Quickness is this is a turn-based game, like every roguelike, and quickness determines how many actions you can do per turn. Uh, Counting that most enemies have one action per turn. With plus 40 quickness, you get like 1.4 actions per turn. So in 3 turns, you would have 4 actions. Mm. In Nocturnal Apex, this is unique for these guys here. These guys here have another thing. I'm not going to explain it much, but basically, it's a buff you get uh, during the day. You have more natural healer, and once per night, you can prowl, gaining 6 ability and 10 moves. It's a good buff, but night vision is just too good. And that's our character. And since we got horticulturalist, we got 3 more intelligence points, and we have very high intelligence, which will get us more skills. We will call him or her, no matter. We'll call it the Seeker. Yeah, the Seeker. He's in pursuit of something. We don't know yet what, but we will find out soon. And we will start in the first village. On the 27th of Nivun Ut, you arrive at the oasis hamlet of Yopa, along the far rim of Moghrai, the Great Salt Desert. All around you, moisture farmers tend to groves of Viridian water wine. There are huts wrought from the rock salt and brine stalk. On the horizon, Cud's jungles strangle chrome steeples and rusted archways to the earth. Further and beyond, the fabled spindle rises above the fray and pierces the cloud-rimmed sky. So we press space and we press F1 for help. I already went through some of this when I talk about it in character creation, and I on my own have read through this. You have pages and pages of that. I'm not going to bother you with that. I will talk when opportunities come about some mechanics of the game. So we are this guy here, and let's see what we have equipped. We have equipped a torch here, and we will remove it because we have night vision. We don't need it. We have cloth robe. It's a very poor armor. We have gas mask, which makes us more resistant to gases and toxins. Uh, what did I? Why did I didn't remove it? Oh wait, I removed the wrong thing. Remove this. We will make ourselves right-handed, and we will move. You can choose if you are right-handed or left-handed. So I just wait. I pressed the wrong thing. You can choose, are you right-handed or left-handed? So I choose right-handed because I'm right-handed in real life, and it's easier for me to look from top down, which is my main weapon and which is my offhand. So we have this grenade here. We will remove it. This is a grenade against plants, and Yeah. So this was our equipped items. Now we see our what we have. We have a solar cell, another one. We have metal folding chair that is to completely our starting equipment is somewhat randomized and somewhat not. Some things we get always, like the bracelet, and some things we get random. This is random. Uh, for liquids, this is our water. We drink our water, but we also use water as money in this game. So you need to balance it out. You always need to have water to drink, but you also use the water to trade. We have tonics. We have lots of tonics. This is all random. Blaze injector. This makes us immune to heat. Hulk honey. This will make us strong. Love injector. We will mostly use this in cooking. I will explain it later. Love injector is basically your ego booster, or you can inject it in enemy to love you, so it becomes a follower for a limited of time. Similar like mutants can have it indefinitely. Rubber gum makes you like a rubber. You become more resistant to electricity. This is our healing potions. Shade oil. Let me see. Shade oil give us dodge value and lets us go through the walls. This is also something we can use as potions, as cooking, or more permanent potions, or rather long-lasting potions. Skulk injectors are basically makes you stealth. I think 40% move speed at night for agility. Yeah, that's for stealthing. And Sphinx is very interesting. This game has no save loads coming, but this thing kind of does it. You drink it, and for I don't know, 18 to 22 rounds after they pass, you can choose to go back in time when you drink it or stay there. So it's kind of like case saves coming. Um, but it's limited. It's not you have only 20 turns to do what you want, and if it works, works. If it doesn't, you you can die and go back. Basically, books, we don't have any books. We have some food. We have some trade goods. Trade goods in this game, because water is heavy. You are carrying all this water. It's 9 pounds. You can see here on the right side. It's 9 pounds. It's 9 pounds. It's 9 pounds. You can use like silver nuggets as trade goods, and they are always bought and sold at the same price. They only weight one, but they cost like 10 or 15, depends if it's copper or silver and so on. So that is that. Now we have some mod installed here. This is let's get started mod that gives us these two guys. They are not usually here. I have that mod, and I have some quality of life mods, basically, that help us navigate the map and such. So before we talk to them, I want to talk to this guy. Don't run, don't run from me, guy. Don't wait. Okay. Wanderer, orphan of the salt, hear me. To the north and the west, through the great salt desert, the 6 day tilt splits the earth in the two. Seek there the grandeur of Shekinah, first among the fathers. Release yourself from the burden that Chrome bears on your sickly flesh. What waits from me there? Deliverance waits for all pilgrims. At the site you will find the cathedral, magnificent in its splendor. There are statues erected in honor of Argent Fathers. There are sublime reliefs depicting our most cherished occasions. Here, too, the wisdom of Echagast II, our highest priest, and make a donation at sacred well. Worship at the light sculpture of Shekinah himself. You will find the other pilgrims among the merchant tents at the Still Grounds Bazaar, other converts and priests. You will be among friends. Very well, I will make the journey and see the 6 day still for myself. The reason I'm talking to this guy, because this guy wanders around, and there's this other guy that will kill him on sight, and we will not if he walks in his vision radius, and we will not get the quest. Second, we will be a bit of scum, and we are going to rob these people a bit because we want some items. Of course, we close our doors so we don't get seen. And see, we have studded leather, already better armor. We get a book. It's a long book. Most of the books here are randomly generated. We have a short book. That's nice, and we will take all of that. We have, I think, two more chests to look out. What is this? Here are several stripped trunks of sallow brinestock bonded with mud. Graffiti is scrawled across the surface. It reads, "It was with this concave hemi shell of shimmering with the shifting." It's basically a secret. Okay, we will get the we got weird. When it says weird African artifact, that means it's a unidentified artifact. We get a book. We will see what is that. Borderlands revolver, that is also fine. Bent metal sheet, that are crafting stuff. Copper nugget, it is a very good. It's always 10 water and a water skin. That's mighty fine. We will look at this house. This is the last chest here. And we got a copper nugget. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, since my character starts with harvestry, I'm just going to, as you can see here, I'm just going to auto explore this map to pick up everything. Since there are no enemies here, we'll get some lore here, which is important. And we find something else to read about. Another secret. Secrets in these games are also a trade good. Something you trade with people and they give you favors or teach you some things like some skills. We will see soon. I'm going to the space just north of here also to get some secret and to get more cooking ingredients. As you can see, if I press salt, We can see the things we can interact with. I'm going back, and I'm going to speak to the this guy, um, and he will give me some basic starting quest. I haven't seen your face before. Welcome to Joppa, friend. I'm Kashind. You are new to CUD, aren't you? If so, you need my help and I could use yours as well. I'm the Seeker, and I'm interested in helping and being helped, yes. Friend, you have come to the right hindrance. When I first stumbled into CUD, it was only through the mentorship of another pariah that I survived my first days here. I want every wanderer who braves the caves of CUD to have the chance that I did. You see, I have written a little handbook called the CUD Survival Guide, chock full of wisdom to help tender hoofs like you live a little longer. I'd like to have you try a supply run from the booklet, and when you pass the test, at the end I will give you the free copy. Plus, I'll give you as much as free personal advice as you want. Sounds good? Sure, why not? We got. Let us be boons to one another, the Seeker. Outsiders like you and those who are sheltered as I was, we began our journeys fragile. If the fate frowns upon us, we may be helpless to stop our demise, but through ingenuity and vigilance, we give our luck a bit more wiggle room. To wit, this is your first lesson. To get a bandage, you don't think of leaving if you can't stop bleeding. I always say. In truth, I don't always say it, I just made it up. But I might start saying it. Where should I get a bandage? On the north side of Yopa resides Elder Irudad. Speak to him and ask to trade. You should have enough water to purchase the bandage outright, but you can trade something for it if you prefer not to spend precious hydration. You can find bandages just about anywhere if you look long enough, but the elder makes a point of keeping a stock on hand. I understand, live and drink. Um, I'm going to trade for now. I'm going to get two bandages. I'm going to get this witchwood bark because that's the next thing he will ask us. I'll get three bandages. And that is that. I'm going to offer it 9 drams of water. Okay, I have 86 left. I'm going to give. Have you got a bandage? Yes. Good. You got the bandages. They are not much use until you need them, but that's when you save your life. Step on young ivory. Apply these so you don't bleed out. It may take multiple tries unless you are trained to stanch wounds. Talk to me again in a moment. I have to get the next assignment ready. Understand? Live and drink. Okay, I finished this quest and got 20 XP. I'm going to talk to him again. It's good. So the supply run begins. Staunching bleeding isn't enough when you are hurt, though. You need something to heal you. That's why I'm sending you to get a piece of witchwood bark. I'd like to ask some question. You have received a new quest. Okay, that's the same. I'm going to ask him again. I have brought. You found some witchwood bark. That's great news. If you are getting really beat up, chewing on witchwood bark will heal you instantly. It also might addle your brain and make it hard to see where you are going due to confusion. Though, plot your escape route before eating the bark and you'll be fine. I'm going to take some notes about your progress. It will be available to talk again in just a moment. So, which will bark is your healing potions, basic healing potions, but it has a penalty that if you fail the test, you become confused. So, it's double. It can save your life, but it makes it more difficult. Okay, uh, you are getting good at procurement. That is a good skill for a wayfarer to have. Here, your last scavenger hunt. You need equipment. Get some basic body armor to prove me that you can stay protected out there, and find yourself a firearm, specifically something that uses lead slugs or shotgun shells for ammunition. Good luck. Fortunately, as we look at the chest in this town, we found a revolver and we found some studded leather armor, so we have all of that. I brought I brought some studded leather armor. Okay, great ring mail and studded leather armor make it a lot harder to dodge, but that precious extra bit of protection they provide is worth it while you are still green. I'm going to take some notes about your progress. It will be available to talk again in just a moment. Okay, I'm going to say I brought this revolver. Well, look at that, a Borderlands revolver. My wife has a soft spot for these, and I won't deny a trained gunslinger can lay down a good bit of lead with them held akimbo. Just be aware they don't aim as so good so they don't hit so hard. I'm going to take some notes about your progress. It will be available to talk again in just a moment. Okay, and the last quest for this guy and this mod is that we need to answer a test, and I already know the answers. You've done it. The Seeker, you are all kitted up, and ready to perish alone in the caves of QUD. Haha, I jest, but not really. It is not too late to turn back. You will very likely die. Upset quest. Forget I said anything. You are just one step away from proving yourself ready to survive for a while. All that remains is the final exam. I'll be asking you questions about basics of survival in QUD. You may wish to go over material with me before you try the exam. That said, if you fail the test, you can just try it again. I'm ready for exam. Okay, here we go. Question 1. Which of the following creatures should the greenhorn flee immediately? It's the salt hopper. That's right. The terrifying salt hopper is a rending mandible scare cut short the life of many aspiring wayfarers. If you say a hulking white thing looks like a cross between a mantis and a cricket, howl flank immediately. Try to lose it by breaking line of sight and leaving the area. Are you ready for next question? I'm ready. Question 2. What is the minimum armor value a greyhound should have before leaving the salt marshes? I will say it's a 6. Yes, you got it. That's a magic number 6. Will give you the longevity you need to explore locales further afield. One more question. Are you ready? Play to me. Final question. Chewing which will bark will heal you instantly, but it may also inflict which status ailment. Confused. Yes, you passed the exam. Thank you. Cause hint complete. I got 50 XP and I've got the QUD Survival Guide book. Okay, so that was that. Now we have two more quests in this village we can accept. First one is here. Live and drink, friend. May you find the shade in Yopa. I'm in search of work. Some critters are eating our water wine. Farouk claims he saw one slinking around the wine patch. Ugly little thing, he says. Pale white, 8 legs, and ear splitting wine. I notice a bit of red dirt in the water wine pool. The same we find in the soil at nearby cave to the north, we call Red Rock. Travel to Red Rock and kill as many of these creatures as you can. Bring back the corpse of one, two. Elder Irudad will reward your efforts. I will do as you're asked. Now, as I said before, secrets are trade commodities as well. First of all, I will stop here. And you trade secrets for basically favors. You give a favor, you take a favor. And you need to be careful with this a bit because when you make friends with somebody, with sharing water, you also become more hostile to their enemies. So it's kind of faction battle. So if this guy is disliked by highly entropic beings, if I become friend with him, he will these entropic beings will hate me more. So I will show you that. So water thirst is mine. My water is yours. Bring water ritual 1 drum of water. You share water with Mehmet and begin water ritual. Your reputation with the villagers of Yopa increased by 100 to -40. So I was at -140. Because they dislike Mehmet, your reputation with highly entropic beings decreased by 50, as you see. And because they admire Mehmet, your reputation with Paradise increased by 100 to 100. Nice. And since we don't have any much of reputation, we can do anything with we are at -40. So we are going to exit this. We are going to go to this guy. We are going to make wait, let me see his reputation. Disliked by cats for giving one of their kind unfavorable horoscope. It's always random, these things. Admired by villagers of Yopa, loved by fellowship of wardens. So I will gain uh, more status with villagers of Yopa. So I will speak to him. Water ritual, okay. Also don't have anything much to give. I will do the same with this guy. You share your water with Elder Ireland, and I have now 160 reputation with villagers of Yopa. That means I can ask them for something and they will give it if I have enough reputation for that. So as you can see, they can teach me my favorite their favorite dish, apple mats, and that will cost me 50 reputation. I will wait for that for some time. I will tell you why. Because when I come here to our starting guy, and when I do a water ritual with him, he will he will give me more with villagers of Yopa, and he actually can teach me a skill called trash divining. These guys also could teach me a skill, but I already had that skill. They would teach me harvesting skill. I already have this skill as this character, so I didn't get the option. But he can teach me trash divining, and I'm going to take this. And now I have trash divining skill, rifle to trash. So every time I go over a trash, I have a chance to gain a secret that I can trade, as you can see here. I didn't show you, but basically you can give them secrets and that will give you 50 reputation. I don't want to spend water for this again. So we have one more quest here. and that will be with this guy. And this guy is the guy that kills the cultist from the start. So I will speak to him, mumbling tensile strength of Reblon, but lacking in dino elasticity. Retro training the M-band would probably. Oh, I didn't notice you there. That is because I was ignoring you. Nothing at race yield of synthetic licensed solvent. So I stains. Unexpected deviation from the clan constant. Please throat round. Must you disturb me? What are you? Some sort of treasure hunter? At the very least, make yourself useful and bring me a knickknack from one of the caves. I may reward you. Where can I find such a key? There are caves everywhere, you dolt. This is QUD. Try the rust wells, just east of here. I will return with your knickknack. Okay, now I have this artifact. Uh, I didn't identify. There is a trick. There is one trick though. If you, as you can see, I sat here, down here, sitting on a great canvas for this. This gives me bonus at identifying stuff because I'm sitting. I have much more comfort and identifying things. It's a mechanic in this game. So I'm going to open the inventory and see what is this artifact. A puzzling artifact. I will examine it. You make some progress in understanding air force tanga. That's a grenade. Okay. Now he will ask me two artifacts, two knickknacks. That means grenades, potions, oddities that have mechanical stuff like pistols and that chair that we got from the beginning. So I will give him first a folding chair. That will give me 75 experience. And I gain the level. Okay. No. He will ask me another quest. So I have to give him another knickknack. And I will give him I don't know. I will give him this one grenade. 150. Okay. And the next quest, he asks us to go basically. Wait. To go here in these caves here and get some wire. I'm not going to do that yet. Current location. I'm going to see what I'm going to trade with this camel guy. This is a mutant that is a humanoid camel. And I'm going to trade with him. So ammo in this game is pretty cheap and doesn't weigh anything. So it's good to get it all that he has. 35, 15, 23, 56. What else he has? He has a musket, has a buckler, iron buckler. I might get it. And that's that for now. And I'm going to sell him some things. Wait, before I do that, I need to equip myself properly so I can sell this stuff as well. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to take standard level. Here I don't have anything. Here I don't have anything. Here I don't have anything. No. I'm going to put bow here. Do I have any arrows? No. Hands. No feet, just this thrown weapon. I'm going to put the stun gas floating there, nothing. Okay, now I can trade. So yeah, this 35, 15, 23, 56. I'm going to get the I'm not going to get anything with it. I'm not going to get buckler. I might get some more index. No, I'm going to find it soon enough. So I'm going to sell some stuff. Now I'm going to sell all of my torches because I have night vision. Iron mace. I'm going to keep Borderlands revolver. I'm going to keep the crafting materials, my potions. Okay, so he will pay me actually. Okay, so he will pay me 7 drums of fresh water to even up the trade. Okay, so now I have uh, arrows. I will get wooden arrow. Uh, I have this revolver I can load with lead slugs and use. Okay, and there is one more thing I can do here, and that is I'm going to show you this little secret. Here there is a passage. If you stand here, you can show on the left. You discover it. Two caves that can lead you to your first quest line, and it's very difficult. I died so many times doing this, but I hope I'm going to survive this time because I'm recording. And basically, that will be it for our first episode. In the second episode, we are going to the caves, of course. So, like, subscribe, and everything, and see you in the next episode. Yay! Where we going to die? Bye.